Good morning. How are we doing today on this snowy Monday? I'm doing well, ready for spring, but I hope you guys have got to get out and play in the snow. And if you haven't, it looks like you'll have plenty of opportunity for snow this week. Today, we are going to learn a little bit more about something that we touched on last week in our Under the Snow book. So we talked about the bee that was hibernating under the snow, the queen bee that was waiting for spring to come out. So today we're going to read the book called Are You a Bee? This is from a backyard book series, which we have read before. We read Are You a Dragonfly? So I really enjoy these books and they have wonderful illustrations. This is by Judy Allen and Tudor Humphreys. And so we're going to learn today if you are a bee. What do you think? Are you a bee? Are you a bee? Perhaps you are a honeybee. If so, your mother is a queen. She looks like this, and she lays eggs. Your life began inside one of her eggs. When you hatch, you are not a pretty sight. You are a larva. All those little larvae down there. Your older sisters bring food. Eat it and grow. Grow until you fill your cell. One of your older sisters puts a wax ceiling on your cell. Little bee faces. Inside your closed cell, you change a lot. When you're ready, you chew a hole in the ceiling and climb out. Now you look like a bee. You have a hairy body with stripes, 6 legs, 4 wings, 2 feelers on your head, and you have a stinger. You are not alone. You have a few hundred brothers and thousands of sisters. You live in a nest built by your older sisters. Your nest might be in a hollow tree, it might be on a tree branch, but most likely it will be inside of a hive. Your brothers are drones and they don't do much. You and your sisters are workers and you do everything. You clean the nest, feed the larvae, take care of the queen, and build new cells. You fan the nest with your wings to cool it in the summer. You guard the nest to keep out strange bees. Busy, busy, busy. Like we always say, busy bees. Leave the nest to fetch food from flowers. How will you know where to look? Your sisters will make up a dance to show you. Watch the dance carefully, but don't worry, you'll understand it. You are a bee. There is sweet liquid in flowers. It is called nectar, and it is hidden deep inside. This is not a problem. You have a long tongue and you can reach it. You also have a special stomach to carry it in. You'll get pollen dust all over you. So you scrape it off with your front legs and put the pollen in the pollen baskets that are attached to your back legs, or a part of your back legs. So here's how they look when they fly away with their pollen. When you get home, your sisters will help you put the nectar and the pollen into storage cells. Mix some of the nectar with the pollen to make bee bread. Leave the rest of the nectar and turn it into honey. Bee bread is good to eat, and so is honey. If you find a new patch of flowers, be sure to tell your sisters. How? We'll dance, of course. More eggs hatch. More larvae turn into bees. The nest gets very crowded. What will happen next? The old queen, your mother, leaves. She takes you and a lot of your sisters with her. Deep in the nest, a royal larva is hatching. She is in a different kind of cell, and she is fed rich food called royal jelly. When she becomes a bee, she is a young queen. She'll fly away and mate with drones from another nest so that she can lay eggs. When she flies home again, she will be the new queen. And here's the old one, your queen. And then here's the new queen. Fly with your sisters, follow the old queen. Stay together, you are part of a swarm. When the queen stops, swarm around her. You must build a new nest. But where? Maybe the queen will send scout bees out to find a good place. Or maybe a beekeeper will find you and take you all to an empty hive. Why is the beekeeper dressed like this? Well, in case you get flustered and try to sting. So that's what beekeepers wear. However, if your mother looks like this, or this, or this, you are not a bee. You are a human child. You do not have a hairy body with stripes on it. You do not have a long tongue. You do not have a stinger. It is very unlikely that you have hundreds of brothers and thousands of sisters. But you can do a lot. A lot of things that a bee can do. You can still eat bread and honey, but you'll never have to fetch your food from flowers. Best of all, you don't have to be busy all day long. Did you know? Bees are happy to live in a hive because the beekeeper has already built part of the nest for them. If bees live in a hollow tree, they have to build the whole nest themselves. A worker bee can sting only one time, then it dies. But a queen bee can sting many times. Bees carry pollen from flower to flower on their furry bodies. The pollen from one flower rubs off onto others, and that makes seeds, which will grow into new plants. An average worker bee makes 1.5 teaspoons of honey in her lifetime. And that is our story for this week. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something about our honeybees. Also, I hope you are having a great winter, and spring should be coming soon so we can get out and meet some of these animals we're talking about. As always, this has been brought to you as a free service from our donors. If you would like to join and be one of our donors, you can go ahead and click that donate button. And if not, that's fine too. I hope you enjoyed our story. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Have a great week.